Given all the hype surrounding Colorado and Coach Prime this season, you might think that they're killing it on the recruiting trail and pushing for a top 10 class. No, it's not really the case, at least not by traditional metrics that we measure recruiting. The Buffs currently hold the nation's number 55 ranked recruiting class, a rank that currently comes in 20 spots behind where Colorado finished last year. Now, of course, there's still time left. There's about 2 months to go until the December early signing period. And in this video, I'm going to explain why these traditional metrics of measuring the class just don't work for Colorado, because Deion's strategy is different than the rest. So Colorado fans, hit that subscribe button for me. We got the On3 Recruits channel, and we love talking Colorado recruiting. Subscribe. All right, let's get it cranked up. In modern recruiting these days, especially the way that Deion recruits, traditional metrics of measuring classes don't work. You can't accurately measure what Colorado's doing. There's just no way. Deion gave us a glimpse behind his recruiting strategy this week during his press conference. He explained that Colorado is being patient right now. See, there's limits to how many recruits you can sign. A college football roster can only have a max of 85 scholarship players. So Deion has to balance guys coming in, leaving, to keep it under that limit of 85 scholarship. That includes high school recruits, transfer portal, JUCO. They all count under that 85 scholarship limit. So here's what he had to say about that balancing act. Quote, "You know how important the portal is for us. All the guys that's going to be in the portal is not in the portal yet. So I love it that we're very attractive right now." That's what he said. So he knows what's happening. The transfer portal, it's going to go crazy at the end of November and into December. There's no sense in clogging up the commitment list early if you're Deion, because you don't even know who's going to be in it, let alone how many spots. So just be patient. It's going to happen. Got to let the transfer portal fill up, and then you're going to know where Deion's going to use some of these scholarships. So he went on to say, quote, "See, I'm not in it for the best recruiting class. We've got to recruit what we want and what we need. And I don't give a darn what type of star they have besides their name, because once they get here, the star's gone." Now, some of that is true. Some of it is. But Deion also understands the best players often come with a high star ranking. Travis Hunter was widely regarded as the number one player in the country. He fought hard to flip Cormani McClain, who was a 5-star recruit at Miami. Deion Sanders, he was a 4-star prospect. Dylan Edwards, a highly ranked 4-star recruit that he flipped from Notre Dame. So I get the message that Deion is going to take whoever he wants, regardless of ranking. I think that is true, but he also wants the best players, and those guys usually come with a high ranking. So not a big deal. I get what Coach Prime is saying, but we can't project how this class will finish just yet, because we don't know who will be available in the portal. So we'll have to wait about another 4 or 5 weeks before that starts popping. But what we do know is Deion is not done at the high school level. He'd probably like to add at least 4 to 5 more quality high school commitments before National Signing Day. I say that at least. And I think a big focus will be in the trenches, as well as a dynamic skill guys at, the wide receiver DB position. So here's a look at some of the names at the very top of Colorado's recruiting board. We got 5-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. Now, he's coming off an official visit to UF. He's been to Tennessee, Alabama, FSU, Oregon. I like where Colorado sits if they can bring him back in on an official visit. 5-star wide receiver Cam Coleman. He was just out in Boulder. He's committed to Texas A&M. I like Colorado in this one. He's really, really talented, but he's from the state of Alabama, so I'd watch Auburn too. But he is committed to the Aggies. Then you got 4-star wide receiver Nick Marsh. We interviewed him on the Inside Scoop. You guys remember that? He visited Colorado 2 weeks ago with his mother. He's committed to Michigan State, but tells me that he would like to be back to Boulder for an official visit, and a final decision will come in December. Jeremiah Beeman, committed to Alabama, another flip target, 4-star defensive lineman. Those guys in the trenches, they are very important. Now, Beeman's also being recruited heavily by Auburn, but he is taking visits, and he's been out to Colorado already. So he's a flip target to watch as signing day nears. And then you got 4-star edge CJ Jackson. He just reopened his recruitment. He's from Tucker, Georgia. Deion likes to recruit Georgia. He decommitted from Georgia Tech and said LSU, Colorado, Alabama, UCF, and Auburn. is his main focus. He goes 6'4", 220, pass rusher. He has not announced when he'll make a final decision. I think those are some of the names at the very top of the board. And to give you a bonus name, I'll go with four-star athlete Cam McHale out of Statesboro, Georgia. Now, he recently visited with his teammate, Amontre Bradford. You know that name because he committed to Colorado shortly after that visit, about a week later. Now, Tennessee also looks strong for Michael. So does Texas A&M. He said he is done taking visits. He was out to Colorado a couple weeks ago, and he's going to make a final decision in early November. So we're a couple weeks away from that decision. Some big-time targets on the board. But for now, I think Colorado is looking hard to find those final pieces. And you can't measure how this class is going to finish until we see all those final pieces. And some of those pieces are going to come from the transfer portal. So we will see where Colorado stands when the dust settles. But for now, don't worry about rankings. If you understand Deion Sanders' recruiting strategy, this all makes sense. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.